Hi everyone, this is Kasia. I'm feeling artsy and today we're gonna draw Elsa. She is the new Elsa, Elsa from the Frozen 2 movie. She's a little different than she was before. She doesn't have a braid anymore and she's a little older. In order to do this, you're gonna need a piece of paper and a pencil and then something to color her with. I've used a marker to do her eyes and I've just used color pencils for everything else. We're gonna begin by drawing a big circle, which will eventually become her head, and it will be our guideline for all other things. So draw a circle. We're using pencils as always, that way we can erase our mistakes, correct ourselves. You can use a trick and trace something round, or you can just wing it like I am. Once you have your circle, draw a line right through the middle of your circle and make a line. We will erase it later, but we want to mark the halfway point in our circle. It will help us place her eyes in the right place. And then draw two more lines, one about 1/4 inch, well, depending on how big your circle is. But mine is about 1/4 inch above and the other one about 1/4 inch under the middle line. And then inside of this line, we will draw some more lines. So close to the edge, block off two areas, and that will be where her eyes fall. And then this we will divide in 3 equal parts. So 1 and 2 lines, and these are about the same. And all these lines will get erased later, so make sure they're pretty light. So this eye will go in this rectangle. We will begin by following this line up, and then we're gonna curve in until we get to the top line, and then keep curving. So you're kind of doing like an oval, but here on the bottom, we will not close it. So follow this line and then go up here. Now she has some really big eyelashes right here, so we will thicken this line and we'll do it on both sides of this line, and I'll come out of it and then make a big shape like this, and that's gonna be her eyelashes. Now inside of her eyeball, she has the iris, which is a circle. So right here, you can draw a big circle for her iris. And inside of it, you will draw another one for her pupil, for a black pupil. And on it, there's also a white light speckle, so another little circle. And this will become black, and this will become blue. And you can thicken this line a little bit too, because that's her bottom eyelashes. They're not as big as the top ones. Okay, now let's go to the other eye, and it's pretty much exactly the same. So you will go from here and try to fill in your rectangle. And once again, on the bottom, these lines will not meet. And a little bit thicker here for the eyelashes, and then a big eyelashes shape right here on top. And I'm darkening it. You don't really have to do that if you're coloring later. And inside, we're gonna draw the iris again, so a circle. Now see how this circle, we don't see the whole entire part of it, so we don't draw this part. So we draw this part that we see, and then the second one inside of it, and just like before, a little circle for the light speckle, and then that's gonna become black. So now that we have her eyes, we're gonna draw her eyebrows. I'm just gonna thicken this a little bit more. Okay, so her eyebrows start right here where your rectangle ends, and then they go up and they never touch the eye, so they go above the eye and come back down to the rectangle, and then draw a little line up and follow the line and make a thin eyebrow. And same thing on the other side. So we're right here where your rectangle's corner is, you're gonna draw a line and follow the shape of the eye, then come closer to the eye to where your rectangle is and widen it some. Okay, now her nose. Her nose is between her eyes, and you're gonna go down, and then you're gonna draw these two C-like shapes. So one is a C and one is like a backwards shape, C. And then you're gonna do 2 dots for her nostrils, and then we're gonna draw her lips. So in the middle between her nose and her chin right here, we will draw a line, and she's not really smiling, but she has a little curve, so almost a straight line but not a straight line. And then her upper lip goes up, curves down, up again and down. And her lips are not very big. And then her bottom lip comes out almost all the way to this corner, and it's like this thin line that follows the middle part. Now the next part is her ears, and they're right on these lines here. They start here and they end where the nose is. So imagine a line here and draw a little ear. Now draw a little lightly for now, because some of it will be covered by her hair later, and do it on both sides so it goes as far up as her eye and then as low as her nose. Okay, now let's do her hair. So measure this from half to bottom or from half to top. For me it's this much. And then you're gonna move your pencil up here and make a mark. So measure, go up and make a mark. And this is where her hair will, that's how far up will go. We will start with doing this middle part. So here, not on the circle line, but under it, we will start doing a curved line that's an S-curve like this, and it's this line. And then from the S-curve, we'll come up to the side and almost as far up as that dot. And that will be a big poofy part of her hair. Now from here, you'll go back and meet your point, and this is this part, and it curves in and comes back out and comes in to meet this. Now from here we have another big blotch of hair, so do a wavy thing and come out of her head and then make these meet. Now from here she's got like a brush thing coming out, so draw that in just like so, and then a little piece of hair here. She has some sideburns, so here we're gonna draw it like this. Then she has a piece of hair that's also like a paintbrush coming down here behind her ear, so you're gonna curve it in like this. And then she's got some hair here that goes behind her head and chin. Okay, we can also thicken this part of the circle for her chin and her cheeks. And I'm going a little bit inside the circle on each side. Now, from here, we'll go up in a curve like this for her big poof. We will draw this, which is like an S curve that comes in and meets this in a little point. Then we're gonna draw this frou-frou thing. That's another curve. I'm gonna go up a little bit here. And then I guess like this. And this is exactly why I use a pencil. Now this back hair here that comes out here, goes over her ear and comes out, turns up, comes back in and goes back out. Now if I'm going too fast, remember you can pause. And then here we have another sideburn in front of her ear. Now to make the hair look a little bit more realistic, you want to add some lines for the strands of hair. And you can do that now with your pencil, or you can do that later with your markers or your pencils, whatever you're going to use to color. So add some lines, and that's what makes the hair look more realistic for the individual hair. We can erase this piece of the ear because now it's behind the hair. We can also erase this piece of the circle that we no longer see because it's behind her hair. And we can also erase all of these lines here around her eyes to give her a little bit cleaner look. Okay, now let's do her neck. Her neck is pretty thin. Actually, I feel like if it was that thin and that long on a real person, her head would probably just be bobbling to the side. And from her neck, you're gonna come out and do her shoulders. And they're about the width of her head. So her new dress, her whole shoulders are open, and then she has some little sequin dots right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just draw a wavy curvy line. And I also need to add this part of her hair. So on the side of her neck, I'm gonna draw a line flowing out, and then some more hair behind it. And I'm gonna add some lines for some more hair strands. My drawing is done, and I'm gonna go ahead and color my Elsa. I'm going to use a black marker to outline, and on this one I've only outlined her eyes, and then I'm gonna use colored pencils to color everything else. You can go ahead and use the same type of materials that I'm using. You can use markers on the whole entire drawing. You can use crayons, or you can even paint your Elsa, and that will give it a really beautiful effect. Show you something here. On this, I'm going to use this marker. It's really cool. It's called Wing of Stella brush, and it's a glitter marker, so that's gonna make her whole outfit really super shiny. Okay, and then I'll go back to coloring. So as you can see, I've done this Elsa a little differently. I've outlined the whole drawing first. She looks a little different because of that. So I want you to judge and see which one you like better, and do yours how you would like yours to look. And make sure you give me thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.